Hello, guys, and welcome to another late night session. Uh, this will be the last video before uh, another pull exploit video. I'm just, it's pretty late again, and I'm really in the mood to play. So I say, let's record one, hope nice and good session. So let's get into it. Uh, the new video of Max Pull exploit will be in 1 2 days, like probably 2 days. And let's get into the action. We have 4 tables. We have a lot of action players. Um, I think we have high chance to have really interesting session. I would say like that. Table number three we're gonna fold. Table number deuce we're gonna fold. We're gonna open. I I misread the hand. I thought it's a lot worse than 6-8 suited. 6-8 suited is really nice. I'm gonna go with bigger size on the deuce 5-7, and we're gonna go with good old check behind. And now we're gonna go with a big raise against this guy. This guy has all the value in the orbit range, so we're gonna go with the raise. And suddenly he finds himself with a flush and only calls. Pretty sick. We played a lot, and he's always over betting against me with value, and his normal size is usually a lot weakened, but this time he had it, and I don't understand how he only called. But okay. Let's see what happened here with the queens. The guy only called the queens. What is going on here? So, is he trapping? What is he doing? I'm gonna go against this guy. I'm actually going a little bigger immediately on the flop. And we're gonna go 3-bet here on table number one. Guy didn't fold anything in position. Ace 3. I think it's clear check fold on the flop, especially against the cutoff. Now we're gonna go over bet turn. People, when they check behind Jack 4-7, they're gonna be capped most of the time, so we're gonna go geometric size to shove the river. Table number 3 just folding. Table number 4 on the 4-9-10 two-tone. Generally, I want to have big size. Queen 6, backdoor draw, overcard, 9s and 10s are 3-bet. I think we're gonna go for it. Checking behind on the Queen 5-7. Against a big size, he shouldn't be check raising frequently, especially in this situation when he doesn't have many value hands. Let's see here. I'm actually calling with kings. We're gonna fold Queen 6. Let's see his range. Around 8% folded to 4-bet. 4 out of 6 times has ace jack off. Okay. Here we actually gonna go We gonna go like we would bet pocket jacks or pocket tens. We're gonna go half pot. We're gonna go half pot. He looks like to me as pocket sixes, pocket nines maybe. Around like pocket sixes, pocket nines. So small size has sense. Kings, we're gonna go with a check. We need to check behind. He had pocket eights. Table number one, gonna fold, and table number four, we're gonna bet with pocket tens. Checking the turn mostly, betting the flop. He's having around 8.5 call range in position, so he's gonna probably have pocket fours plus in against us in these positions, and he's calling the pairs. We also want to know, does he have ace queen off in the range? I think this player actually has it. Okay. Queen 6-10, and here we're gonna go with a 3 bet and small bet here. Queen 10-6, it's gonna be 1/3 bet. Check the flop of ace 7-8 against the fish. That's gonna call 3 bet with ace 10 off, ace 9 off, so a lot of ace x off hands, so we're gonna check a lot more. Our hand is a clear call. 13% raise, we see trash, we see king 10 on 9-3-6. Can be applied to here, but his range is 65%, so indicates all suited hands, hands like a 6-8 off, also there. All of the 7-8, 8-9. We have clear call. Jack 9 off is also possible in this spot. He had a queen 10. He didn't value bet the river in a 3 max, which is really tight, I would say. Falling into a bet check bet line there. Then it's gonna be hitting his bluffs very frequently, so we're just gonna be folding. And table number one, we're gonna go with a fold 7-8. We can open, and table number two, we're gonna bet 1/4 on the paired board with a high card. I'm usually 1/4 size. People heavily overfold it. If you go 1/3, they will just overfold it. So I tend to go even lower just to make them defend more, and they still gonna be failing to do it. So with lower size, you risk less to win same. Whenever that is the case, you want to go lower. Queen 8. I'm gonna go bigger size. Even if it's paired, we're gonna have a lot of checking range there, so I'm gonna use bigger size. Immediately when we have a lot of checks in the range, the size wants to be bigger because you have a check range, you have a betting range, the tree is different, and then suddenly you want to have bigger size. You're betting the narrower range, you're more polarized immediately. You want to have more fold equity. You want to get more value with your hands that are betting. So altogether, we use the bigger size. Uh, if he's double barreling here, no, he's not. And there we just have to be over betting. And I'm gonna actually go. We're gonna go 18.4. We are value betting 4x. We are value betting ace-x, and we're gonna have both. Or we're gonna have ace-x. We're gonna have 4x. So we're gonna bluff this. So our value bet range is now a lot wider, and that's why we're using a bigger size. We're gonna immediately try to find a new table. We're gonna try to find it immediately. Think I see it. All good regs. Okay, three red ones. So we had found it. King Queen. We're gonna open, and I'm gonna try to go deep in every hand. We playing or not playing. We're gonna go into it. Table number two, we have an overbet. It's probably small blind versus big blind, and button versus early middle. Against him, we're gonna four bet it. Yes, this is small blind versus big blind because we are just joined the table. So the guy goes with the turn overbet, which I think it's fine. He's gonna have all of the sets there, all of the two pairs. It's not like that he can bet. Just he will bet only um, king 10. He can just have two pair set. And on the river, he can have full house. We're gonna go with 8 on here, and let's see his call of the 4 bet. He folds the 4 bet really a lot, so his call of the 4 bet will be stronger than normal one. And clear fold with table number 1. King Queen, we're just gonna be folding against button versus early against a guy that seems really passive, really tight. Um, we're just gonna be folding it. Table number 1, Queen 9 off. We would call, but now we will not. 5-6 we're gonna call. Ace 10-6 board, which is bad for our range, bad for our hand. We're gonna call the flop and play from there. Guy double barreling 56%. So this guy will be double barreling hands like jacks, queens, kings. He's also betting it on the flop, it seems. So he will on the paired ace continue with all of them, I think, because his check fold is 99%, so that indicates like all the medium strength hand are just in the double barrel range with smaller size. So we expected that, and when he checks, he's gonna basically have a fold on the river, which indicates his check fold after checking turn in position 100% of time on two 1 point K hands. That's now which indication where we can make assumptions, and immediately from that we know that he's gonna double barrel this type of hands. He's not gonna put them in a check range. He doesn't want to protect their check range. He's just gonna be betting. The guy is not good. He's like a weak reg, tight weak reg. Mark him as a nit. And suddenly I just opened 2x, which I wasn't intentional. It happens to me sometimes. I don't use that star caption. Sometimes it would help, but I don't use it. Not sure even if it's illegal or not. I just saw our guys from Discord have it. It can be useful. You don't need to think about it. It's speed up your game, and it knows happened to me that I just time out for I don't know the reason. I was just thinking about something, and suddenly I just timed out. So um, we're gonna check on the six king. We're gonna bluff a lot worse hands than ace 5. We're gonna bluff hands like jack 10, 9, 10, 8, 9. This type of hands 4, 5. Even with 4-5, it's a lot worse bluff than, let's say, 9-10, because you want him to have fours and fives that you can fold out on the river. To check call, check, check, fold. Do we want to bluff with ace five? I don't think so. And he actually had pocket fours, so it's better to bluff with like 8, 9, 9, 10, and just try to force them to fold on the river. Uh, we're gonna fold 3, 4. Unfortunately, we have to fold everything 6, 8. We will not see the flop. 3, 4, 10, 3, 10 jack, checking behind with sevens, using a big polar size on this board. We're not gonna bet sevens, eights, and nines. We're not gonna bet many 10x hands. 7 against the bigger side, it's just uh, not that great to have. You block hands like 4-7 suited, 5-7 suited, 7-8 suited, 7-9 suited. So you block a lot of bluffs, and the hands that bluff have a bunch of equity against you, and basically like bluffs like Queen 9, uh, hands like King Queen, all of these hands. We're gonna have tough time when you call this bigger bet. So we're just gonna be following it. That's why we're gonna have Jack X, like Jack 9 and checking behind range. We're gonna have King 10, we're gonna have Queen 10. So we're gonna have really a lot of hands that's just gonna be calling, but this hand will not. Queen Jack, we're gonna call. We don't, we didn't play with the guy, seems like a fish. And he probably is. He's gonna probably bet range on the flop. He uses the bigger size. We are calling. The turn is when they bet range on the flop, ace gonna be good because they will bet ace jack here, they will bet ace 10, they'll bet ace king. He tones down the size. I still think, like from what I usually see, that fish will never, like, I'm gonna go with the 4-bet also here. The fish will not gonna bet kings here or king queen from what I usually see. Even this is on the aggressive side, so maybe he can, but usually they are not. So he's going with the lower size. He's still, I think, wrapping. King queen is a fold, and also there now it's like now it's getting really weird. We have pocket threes, we have pocket fives in the range, and he's extremely aggressive. And he likes to go for value he likes to go with the value with like really lower sizes. I'm gonna actually call him out here. And he's doing this with the king queen. Like this is really insane. We are floating the flop with like we have also ace kings here. We are floating flop with like hand like ace 10 and ace jack of clubs that we're gonna have. Is he like bluffing with the king queen on this run out? I just don't see a chance that he can go for value here. Basically, like that's the main thing. I just don't see a chance that he's going for value in this situation with the king queen. You're against the range of the UTG. Really strange. Is he bluffing with the king queen there to make me fold hand like ace 10, or which we of course wouldn't be folding. The guy also has like extremely aggressive stats on the river, like 75, 57 on the turn. He's also three betting a bunch. And I don't think it's bad to have hearts. Even this guy can just bluff with hearts. It's probably also true that he can just bluff with hearts also. Let's see the size spree. Yep, so I'm calling every pair. And I'm opening every pair. So I have deuces, I have fours. Against this size, I will call it. On the turn, we have ace suited, we have ace 5 suited, we have ace 10 of clubs, we have ace jack of clubs. We have some ace kings in these positions. We should be having like a lot of ace kings, but against him I would be forfeiting also a lot of them, but still have some ace kings. Um, we have all the ace queens. Yeah, okay, I would probably also forbid some against him, but I would never fold against this player like ace queen. Even ace queen off is a fold in these positions, or forbid bluff. It's not a call. So against him, I would have it. It's just that he's bluffing with it. I don't see like any other option. We have threes, we have fives in the range. We are not calling with the pocket pair on the turn. So I guess he turned it into bluff, which is insane. I mean, but with this aggression, it's possible. It wasn't a merge bet for sure because I don't think he expect me to call with the queen jack and say, okay, I'm gonna fold out better and maybe I can get called by worse. So it wasn't that case. Pretty sick hand, I must say. I'm really surprised to see it. I'm really surprised to see it. Yeah, we're gonna go with the bet check bet line here. We have a bunch of king 10 hands, queen 10, jack 10 that bet flop, check behind the turn, and give up. And on the river, we can just bet it. We're gonna be mainly against hand like an ace queen and pocket fours, pocket threes, five, sevens. 10 is good for our bluffing range on the flop, so I'm just gonna use it. The guy calls actually with ace jack. And we actually didn't play, we don't have any history, so he just feels okay, people will bluff here with king queen. I don't have any reads on him because I don't remember the guy. I would know that I have something on him. So he probably doesn't have anything on me. We're calling queen 5. I also think overbet here is good. Like 1.5. B 150. Yep, definitely. I think it's fine. He checks the king 6-6. Usually when they check this type of boards, it's gonna be like medium strength hand. Always. Like a jacks. Insane hand with king queen. Not sure, guys. Tell me your opinion in the comment section. What do you think? Is it a bluff, or he did merge bet, which I highly doubt, or he did value bet and expected to be called with the queen jack of hearts? He also did jam very quickly. That's telling me it's more as a bluff. Because with king queen, if you go for value, you will just think, okay, do I want to shove for value? Will I get called by worse? He would need to think through the hand at least some of the time. So I think my instincts are that he was bluffing, and if he's bluffing with a king queen, he's over bluffing as like he's just massively over bluffing. He's bluffing with a king queen. If he's turning that like queen into bluff on this run out, in actually run out that is favoring us Only there. Check, check, check. Bet 53. Okay, clear call. We can also delay on the turn with 1/4. It's also fine. Going 1/4 on the turn and check behind the river will pay less price for a showdown. We're not gonna be check raise, so I missed. He's stepping 54, so that's indication that against him, if we check, we can get value from bluffs. That's thing that crossed my mind. And this guy, I'm gonna actually three bet with the hand that I shouldn't be three betting, but when he's folding 78 out of position, I will do it. Yeah, we're gonna fold there. We're gonna fold here, and we're gonna be opening ace four. We have kings. We are missing overbet size and a lot of 1/3. Some checkbacks, but 1/3 I will go. Overbet size on the flop has a lot of sense on these double Broadway boards, button versus big blind. You want to do a lot of overbetting on the flop. We have a clear call on the river. And this guy overbets. Our hand wants to call ace 4, ace 5 definitely wants to call in this line. The guy is really, the rest here, that the guy is really needy. Really, really needy. Yeah, but I just want to like bluff catch with ace 4 and ace 5 because blocking the straight has a lot of value and we're unblocking hand like 10 jack. So my ace 4 is better than ace 10. And also, there's a chance that he's not overbetting all of his king x, like his worst one, put in the normal size. That's also possible. So then the ace 4 gets immediately a lot more on value because now blocking 4/5 is even much more important if the not all the chips are in the orbit range on the river, and based on his sizing on the river bets, it shows that he's gonna use some like weaker ones or medium ones into the normal size and his best ones into the orbit size. Then our ace 4 gains more. Table number 3, big blind versus small UTG against a small blind. Basically, it's middle position. Let's see. This guy called like 1% on the small blind, but against the fish, he probably calls wider. But it's gonna be most like a pocket pairs and hand like ace jack off, ace 10 off that doesn't want to trip it like a king queen off in these positions probably. And when he calls the flop, it looks like he's not gonna have 8x, 5x, so it looks like he has a pocket pair to me, or a float like ace jack, king queen with a club, but a lot of hands like sixes, like pocket fours, pocket threes that floated the flop also. He doesn't fold to double barrel, so he will definitely continue with all of this like pocket pairs. He's not gonna fold them, so he's gonna call fours, threes, sixes. Also, not much of 10x floats in the range. So the guy can easily value bet kings. He didn't. He had pocket sixes like we anticipated. This guy lost the value shifty for he did lost the value I'm gonna check behind. This board I usually in this position just go bigger size, and now we're gonna just go with the smaller size. We are taking the double check of the fish, so we can tone down the size. We want to donk the turn, and we're gonna jam the. It completes a lot of our bluffing range, so we're gonna jam the river. And table number three, we are folding here. Folding table number one, folding table number three. So all we do is folding, guys. Seems like that is today type of day. But at least we can play other guys when they are in the game. We can just try to guess what they have and just make the game funner for us. Table number one, it was bad. Check behind on the flop 7, 9, 10. Usually the guy with 62% is gonna like bluff all the queen, queen, queen jack type of hands. So he's gonna be pretty capped, like a two pocket pair. They didn't want to bet. Eights he would probably bet. So he looks capped and he looks like he will fold bunch of turns when he check behind 7, 9, 10. Even 7, 9, 10 is connected with big blind fine. Great card for a great card on the river for the big blind. Like everything got there, so I expect a block or a big size. And we see a block that has a lot of sense. 10x wants to block. Like 10x wants to block for sure. I would even block with the 8x a bunch. Let's see what they will do. Definitely interesting. This is highly strange. What is he saying? I don't think this guy with the c-bet 62 is never checking back a set or two pair on the flop. Like a 9-10 suited or pocket sevens, nines, he's never checking. He's never checking pocket jacks. And I think he's shoving like a king queen there. Really strange hand. And this guy is capable here to turn like a jack in like ace jack into bluff, which is insane. His river raise against the bet is 19% against the block bet. I'm gonna check. So he raises a lot. Hmm, probably also fish. I'm not sure, but I don't see like a full houses and he reps a full house, and I don't think he will ever have a full house played like this. Jack 10 is not checking. Maybe Jack 10, but he only has suited, so he only has Jack 10 of diamonds. Only one. He actually reps only one combination, I would say. Sevens bet, nines bet, tens bet, 9-10 bet, jacks bet. So full house. Now the question is, he jam with a hand like a king queen? And I don't think so, because I would have full house in a block range. So why wouldn't this guy have? Let's see his block size. Usually how strong it is. You see, like he had in a block. Okay, this was a two pair on the country fitted board, so nothing. Let's see. He rarely used blocks. When somebody rarely used blocks, we still see that he did use like only one time with a two pair trying to get to the showdown. So yep, when I see something like that, it's telling me that he will not be trapping with a full house, because people who block a lot, they will trap you with a full house because they know the block strategy. But the guy that blocks 1.2%, he's gonna rarely block, so he's gonna probably block appropriate to his hand strength, not his range, and that's then probably a case that he doesn't ever have a full house in the range, and then this guy can probably even jam with the king queen there. So his value range is not only like that jack 10, only one combo full house that I think this guy will have. Now he can have this 16 combination king queen that can like check. Even I wouldn't bet that all of 16 combinations are there. Some of them are c betting, but he can rep like wider range for sure now when I see something like this. Small man versus cutoff 13%. We see sevens plus ace 10 is a call, and on the river with our jack 8 of spade. I'm just gonna now, I'm gonna go with my, I'm gonna go with my pool analysis here actually, and the pool shows that triple button versus blind on the ace xx, they lack for like, they are lacking really a lot of bluffs. Checking ace 10. And calling the river, he can just easily block with the king queen. So definitely we are calling the block on the river. He has ace jack. And now we're gonna go with the small bet. And I'm gonna go call the 4-5 suited. And now we'll go this size. We're gonna mark him as a fish. We call with the ace jack. Ace jack off usually. Small versus cutoff, it's fine to put it in a, but on the king X when the ace hits, you're gonna have like ace jack off, ace queen off, ace king off. So and the cutoff four bets some ace queen off, doesn't have ace jack off in a call range. So actually, when you think about your range here, this ace hits you decent because you have a lot of ace jack, ace queen here. Um, you're starting probably three betting from nines, and you still want to have like a check call range, and that's when putting some ace jacks has sense. So he played the hand good, and he go with the block on the river, which I think is also fine. And when we check behind, our range is gonna be like a lot of eights, nines, tens. We're gonna have some king 10, king jack, king queen. So blocking with a king queen plus four value is okay. He's gonna also have ace five. Um, in the range, ace five gonna also. Okay, let's go like this. Ace five wants to also check the turn and then go with the block on the river. So he played the hand good. Nothing we can say. He played a good. And here, what we want to do? Do we want to turn sixes into bluff? I think we actually want to turn it into bluff here. Maybe use a little lower bet. It's also okay. I'm gonna go small on the flop. And against him, we're gonna go with small bet on the turn again. He's not stabbing. And actually against him, I will go with the jam. We wants to block a lot, but I know how he easily calls me. And here he's gonna have bunch of pairs. bunch of ace high that he's gonna actually just against me. He always like so easily he calls. So we're just gonna shove in the situation where actually our range wants to block. We just made a shove and we did get snapped on the river with the ace high there. And here against him I will go actually bigger. So usually I go really small, but against this guy I will just go bigger. Because this guy's gonna have king queen off in the range, ace queen off in the range, ace jack off in the range. I think checking the turn now is the play. We have the board locked and jam the river. I think he would bluff. And now when he doesn't, I believe he has showdown value and we're just gonna be jamming now. Unfortunately, it didn't pay it out. Maybe the better is the problem is that I remember that he's really aggressive on the river. He has 62 aggression. Against him, I just want to check behind the turn and get a lot of value out of his bluffs. And we have the board locked. The problem is this guy would probably this is his fault stat, so he doesn't fold anything on turns and rivers. So we can also get value maybe from maybe the small bet. Now maybe the small bet would work better, but we did go for this for the reasons that I remember his high aggression. So that's the reason why I did check and try to get him there with king queen, get him there with everything. And if the breaks, we can like expect that he's gonna bluff, and he didn't. We're gonna raise the donk because he seems to donk a lot. Donk's weak range, and on this board we're gonna go with the raise. Fold there, and we're gonna isolate here. Checking behind multi-way on the 4-5-7 has a lot of sense. I think we can still play. We're still calling here. And we're gonna have like aces and kings, so pretty. Uh, we're gonna have them a lot here. Because I'm not gonna bet aces in the multi-way on the 4-5-7. Now this looks so bluffy to me. I'm just gonna raise. He doesn't have any jack X, so I don't like. He can only have like. I'm gonna go with raise. He can only have like a jack X of diamonds. 3-4 off. And here I'm gonna go with the orbit gem. I don't know why I didn't ISO here. 3-4 off. Yeah, I mean, if we don't, we just can't fold up 4x ever. But I mean, looks so bluffy to me because we saw that his value betting range is not wide for, so he's not gonna value bet here hand like I don't know, ace five or 7x. So I'm gonna go block in the turn here, and this guy raises. We see he has a lot of. I'm gonna go with the call with the king 10, calling there. Yep. I mean, I still feel he's gonna just bluff here with a lot of flush draw and just, I mean, that's why I'd go just 3x. Pretty also strange spot here. Checking in there, gonna call here because he basically reps a straight or full house. Play like this, and we block a straight, and he limped, so I don't see many full houses there. When he raises, he basically reps a straight or full. We block a straight, and I don't think he has. And check there. I don't think he has many full houses. That limps. He's not gonna limp ace queen, queen jack, or pocket jacks or aces. Aces he might because he's a fish, but still. Let's get back into this hand actually. Now when we think about it, it's actually maybe even good thing is to go like a 2x when you think about it. Because we want him basically we are following him out of the better bluff than we have, and he's gonna have many flush that is gonna overcall here. He's also gonna have ace deuce off, ace three off that can bluff river. So we want to fold him out of basically uh, unpaired hand, and I don't think he just bets 7x. So that's going into our case because if he's not betting a pair, we are not folding him out of the pair. If he's not betting a pair under jack, which I don't think so, because when we saw he didn't really bet kings against this guy when the board was river at backdoor 10 on the turn and the river, that he has clear value bet with kings, he didn't value bet, so that's telling me he's not going to value bet here, kind of like a 7-8 or king 7, that type of hand. So when he bets, he's saying he has a jack or better, and he's not gonna have many jack x hands. Only jack x of diamonds gonna be there, and that's it. So we are trying to fold him out of ace deuce, ace three, ace six, uh, hand like queen eight of diamonds, stuff like that. When he has trips like that, we're not gonna follow that, but I still think it's okay. We're against 31 plus 21 is 52% of range. King 8 off, queen 8 off, jack 8 off is bottom of his calling range. Let's see, he's checking flop 86%. That indicate he's gonna have hands like a 7x, his hands like a lower uh, lower queen x. Clear check on the river. And unfortunately, Shift is gonna leave. He killed us and now he's leaving. And we have just started to get to know the guy. We have some cool. We now actually have some type of dynamics, I must say. I'm gonna check call here. We have a clear check call also on the turn and clear call with threes. He didn't bluff. We're gonna see what he didn't bluff. Queen nine of spade. Okay. Poo, poo, poo. I'm gonna actually jam here pocket threes. I just feel when he uses this side that he's gonna be too polar, and I'm just gonna be jamming. He's just too polarized. He's saying now he has a king or better, and I think he's just gonna be over bluffing here. So I'm just gonna shove. Shift is back, guys. That's good thing. And we have really nice tables. And there is no good reg at the table. We have few really big fishes that are aggressive, so it's gonna be more interesting to play. Look at aggression of this guy, this guy. He still, if you remember that hand with the king queen, how he played against us, it was super weird. And I'm still not sure if he bluffed, but by the timing, I would say he did try to bluff us off. So he did bluff, I think. I think he did. A lot of interesting spots, so I'm not bad that I made a session. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be interesting for you guys. And the next one will be max pool exploits, because with this max pool exploit you can just do a lot of things like this shot with the 3-3 in a spot where I know they're gonna overbluff. Against shifty guys, we're gonna just go 11 except 10. Shifty will call lighter and wider, so we have to have a basically check range on the 3-4-6. Against shifty, we're checking the turn again. Double check, uh, check on the flop. Now he stabs. He's stabbing 67, so I just presume he would stab all the pairs on the flop for sure. And we were right, okay. He gave up with 8-10. Shifty, how did you give up with the 61 aggression? We would call on the river. Is it possible that stats are misleading on 190 hands? Of course, but Shifty has all of the signs that he is aggressive. 37-22, turn 53, river 61. Let's go to the river bet pop-up just to see if he did show bluffs. I didn't see bluff from him. Okay, he did bluff with ace king here and he did jam. So let's take close look at this hand. Is it something standard? Let's see. Okay, ace king, he 3-betted, bet the flop standard, bet the turn standard, and on 7 he jammed. The guy snapped him with ace queen deep. He decided to bluff with clubs. He has to be on the aggressive side based on everything. My impression, his aggression on turn and river. It's also interesting when you have player like this. It's always interesting to see how other players just change their their game. It's all when you have player like this, complete table dynamics is changing for everybody at the table. Because the needs start to be becoming more interesting to play pots. They wider the range, so all the good stuff is going on when you have player like this, and it's super interesting to play against them because this type of player can put you in more tough spot than any reg can, based on my experience. So they just put me in such an uncomfortable spot, like with that queen jack where we just called, and the guy just had king queen. We would never expect to see a king queen. But yeah, this player can pull it off. And he just goes, he actually valued Townsars, and we are actually not sure what's he doing. Is he just overplayed us heavily and just go for value? I don't think so because we didn't have any history. He doesn't know us. Timing on the river has to be at least think about it. So all points into the thing that he did try to bluff, and if he's bluffing that, he's gonna bluff really heavily. Ace 9, which is straight on the turn. We have a clear call. He didn't value bet on the river. Probably felt that he's going too thin with it. And sometimes it's a lot tougher to play against them because it's much harder to range them. For example, this guy calls like big blind versus button or cut of like 70%, and the guys will call against button, their calling range will be around 30 something percent. They will three bet like 15, so that's altogether around 45. And this guy will just have a lot more, so a lot wider range against early position. He's gonna call 60% of hands, so he's gonna call wider than the reg will call the big blind versus button. He's gonna call UTG against big blind against UTG, and he now suddenly leaves board where we're gonna bet frequently because we have really a lot of 9 off hand, like a jack 9 off, like a 8 9 off. And what we want to do on the turn, I think I'm gonna check behind. Let's see small blind versus big blind. What he did call. Okay, he floated with the ace high and then bluffed the river with it. We block pocket eights that can go like this. Pocket fours, pocket fives, I don't think they actually block. So I think we just only have a call here. He did bluff with ace five, so it's okay. You see, like he's not, because when we can just have 6x, and I don't think he's blocking with the five with the pocket fives. We block pocket eights, and there's no float with the 6 or 7 in it. And that's the problem. So we don't get, like, I don't see value from what we're gonna have. He's not gonna bet like pocket fours or pocket threes with the block on the river. Doesn't have sense. So is he's like bluffing, or he can just have same hand that we're gonna have. Pocket eights can block, 9 can block like medium 9. But I think with the bigger 9, he would just go with the bigger size, play like this. So like only pocket eights has sense, and handle that we actually have. Even like 8 9, I think should go bigger on the river when we played like this. I, Again, I was just timing. I was thinking about other stuff, and I was just timing out. And I go with the 3x because I was afraid. Okay, 11%. We're calling in here. He needs to check like really high on the 10-8-7. And here I think we want to go big on the queen 10-4. And here we want to step. Board is crushing our range from cutoff. And we're gonna bet the turn with a half pot. He's gonna check all nines, he's gonna check all a lot of 10x hands. And we want to bet 1/3. I'm gonna go. And I'm gonna check behind because he can easily just play aces like this. So we're gonna go. And he has full house. We're just gonna jam with ace king. Having ace of clubs is really, really good. It reduces his flushes a lot. And we're gonna easily be called. They call us with everything, so yep. The guy played good. We just can't say anything. He just played correct to his range. Maybe check raising with pocket sevens because he's not gonna frequently have them. Okay, it's 4 max, so he can have it all, but it's like his bottom set and turn it into check raise to build the pot is good. But he probably wanted to just defend his range because his range is will struggle on a lot of turns on a lot of rivers. So he just wanted to defend it to have full houses in. Has completely a lot of sense. Too bad that we did have a lot of outs, and if we did get there, there's like no way this guy would fall to us, and I would actually be overbet jamming against him. But unfortunately, he has the fool, and our hand was doing and like really, really well against sevens. Yep, if we did get flush there, I would jam. I would overbet jam. If we did get straight, I would still be jamming. King 5, we're gonna fold. So you can expect the max pool exploit, I would say Friday or Saturday. You're gonna see there where about now about underbluffed, overbluffed spots, and that's like really good informations to have. I'm not sure what we need to do. I think it's big blind versus small blind and in position C better. I think the video will be about that. How people play, how the pool plays big blind versus small blind, how much he raises in position, how much he folds, on which boards they overfold. That's like really important to know because when you know the boards that they are overfolding on that boards you're gonna bluff more. Yep, and we're gonna go to see the raises where they bluff raise, how much they bluff raise, because everybody is in situation big blind versus small blind. You bet the flop you got raised on, and you want to see, okay, what about this board? Is pool having a bluff in this board? They raise in position. Do they have bluffs? Because actually, range out of position and in position between check raising and raising in position is not that different. The bluffs principles are pretty much the same. So it's definitely interesting to see that. And here we want to be polarized again. Um, just thinking about the size we want to use. I think we want to go pot in a multi-way and folding in these positions. And this guy is a fish. We're gonna mark him immediately. And I also think that our new live play video will be from iPoker. My account is still on Red Star. I'm with grinders, and I don't think we rep much now when we check. So I'm just gonna. I talk about it. We should be stabbing the turn with an overbet. We didn't, so now we don't rep anything. My account is with grinders, and they are now just uh, preparing everything because on Red Star you have withdrawal amount that you pay with withdrawals, and uh, we talk about it. They try to set up that I have free withdrawals. They are giving me trying to fix the rake races, and I also had the deposit bonus there, which they gave me. So until my account is set, it should be in next few days. So I think that our next video will be from iPoker. The good thing is when we will playing on iPoker, the HUD will be it's not gonna have any restrictions, so you're gonna see a range in pictures, which is a lot prettier than in when you have in like stars. You have it. It's still to me the same. When I see this, I just know he's gonna have eights plus queen jack. I immediately can just picture it in my head. But generally, it's much prettier when you see like a grid. You see all the hands. You can see everything. So in future, it's gonna be prettier, at least from your perspective. You're gonna see the range better, and I will show you the HUD. Uh, it's just gonna look much better. I'm gonna fold here to this guy. He's like really needy, so even the hand that is in this line, like okay call, I'm gonna fold against him. Pocket eights are calling most of the times. Big blind versus cutoff, and fold there. A fold on the flop is not that bad actually to a bigger size. And let's see his checking range. I want to see, is he having an overpairs? He had only aces on the king, so he's gonna have aces here checked. So actually I'm just gonna go with the step small, because now he will raise with the overpair. He plays like that. I know him really well, so our small bet will work really good. It will show the strength of his hand, and we will have an easy value bet on the most rivers. Ace 8 calls and checking jack 7 9, calling king jack 5, and we're gonna call with the king 3. Checking on the turn with this type of straight, and just small block on the river. We have clear call now. King 10 calls. King 10 calls a shove on the river if he goes for a jam. So nice. King 10 on table number 2. We're gonna open, and on this board we have a betting range, and actually a lot of, so we're gonna go with bigger size on a king queen. We're gonna be more polar. We're gonna go again bigger size against him, and we have a shitty spot. Yeah, but I have to fold tens. In the GTO world, it's also fold pre if I use P range. Um, it is squeeze against UTG, and the guy made the first squeeze in 500 hands, so it was his first squeeze. I just have to give him the credit there. Unfortunately, tens we need to fold. Uh, Pocket deuces. This is his check fold on the river. His check fold is really high. We're gonna go with the overbet actually here now. We're gonna turn our deuces into the overbet. We're gonna have our value range is basically 2 pair plus. We're gonna have 6, 7, 7, 8. So we're gonna frequently have a 2 pair. We're gonna have a6 and ace 8. So our value range is quite high. Turning pair into bluff has a lot of sense. 1 hour and 10 minutes. Today I'm not gonna be that long, guys. Today we're gonna be shorter, because not all the videos can be 5 hours. You lose concentration. Nothing is fun to watch for 5 hours. I make it still sometimes because people can still like divide it and watch it from few times. But like I can watch like 5 hours of Game of Thrones, and I really like Game of Thrones. except the last season, which was really bad. So actually, it's hard to watch anything for like that longer period of time, like 3 hours plus. Even the best movies, it's so. Today we're gonna go shorter. We're gonna go still few minutes, and that's it for today. Next video will be pool exploits. I promise. I just felt today. Let's make a video. It's gonna be fun. I just have a feeling it's gonna be fun. When I saw the like players on our tables, I just saw that a lot of like weak ones, a lot of weak players, a lot of aggressive fishes. So it has to be fun when it's lined up like that, because weak regs and normal regs we can just range them and kill them by range, and other regs, other like fishes, we need to be creative and think about it. Ace 10 we call. He has the same hand. So I just knew it's gonna be interesting session. That's why I made it. Whenever I'm just sure, I'm just sorry that that guy, how is his nickname, Shorty or something like that, that he left. Let me see what was his nickname, Short something. Let's see. Maybe we left the table. Not sure. Oh no, wait, he's here. Shifty. Yes, Shifty. I'm sorry that he left. He did kill us with like 3 4 times. He crashed us. Um, so I will not have opportunity now. I also felt like I was getting to know him. So it was the case like when you get to know a girl and suddenly you think these things are going well and suddenly it's over. Something like that happened here. Um, we're gonna call with ace king suited. 150 blinds against the 4 bet. I don't have 5 bet range. I only have and we are now 150. I just have a call 4 bet range because I want to be uncapped. And we also see that his range is linear, strong range. He's going to probably have here like tens plus, uh, usually jacks plus, but against when the fish is here, he's going to probably have tens plus. So we're calling. It's going to heavily hit him. He's going to have jacks, queens, kings, aces, and ace king basically. And he's not going to turn pocket tens into bluff here for sure. Unfortunate, but we had to fold. Okay, one more 3 bet guys, and that's it for today video. In next few days, like Friday, Saturday, I'm gonna go this max pool exploit video, and after that, we're gonna see. I did have some few ideas about that table dynamics video that I make, that I show you how table dynamics can. Let's see here. Against him, I think it's probably folding. Actually, it's not folding. He's gonna have a lot of king queen, it seems. He's gonna have jack 10 suited, this type of hands. That our hand can actually play well against them. Unfortunately, on the flop, we just have to check fold. I would like, if I had a hand like a 7 8, if there's like a backdoor draw, then we can maybe check raise, but not now. And here we're gonna actually go small. We have eights, we have nines, we have sevens. I think that all of these hands just wants to bet small on the turn. Jack is connected probably with his Asia hands. King Queen, he would. We have King Queen. I don't think he has Ace King. He can have. I'm gonna go with the block river here because Queen is really connected with my bluffs when you think about it. It's actually nice. Okay, let's hand with this Procfelso guy. Hmm. On this turn, we want to be polarized. That's for sure. So we're gonna go with an orbit. We're gonna have Jack 8, Queen 8, this type of hands. Prefer it. And we're just gonna be jamming. Quickly jam. And when he's not double barreling here, he always had mid-strain hand like a 10x. Uh, King X he would bet by the aggression. So he's gonna have a lot of 10x and he can have hand like a 10 Jack, 10 Queen. That's gonna be willing to call. He folds, which is bad news for us. Uh, Guys, thank you for your time. I hope you have a nice time. And the next video, pull exploits. See you there. Good luck, guys.